The medical bay of the Stellar Concordance hummed with alien technology that had diagnosed 1,000 species across the galaxy. Canet, the ship's chief xenobiologist, stared at his scanner display with all four of his eyes widened in disbelief. His crystalline fingers trembled as he recalibrated the device for the third time. "This cannot be correct," he muttered in his melodic language, his translator chip converting his words to standard galactic. Bella sat on the examination table, swinging her legs casually as she waited. The human woman had joined the crew only 2 cycles ago, but she'd already proven herself invaluable during the plasma conduit breach. While other species had panicked at the heat and radiation, she'd simply tied back her dark hair, grabbed a repair kit, and crawled into the burning compartment. "Something wrong, Doc?" Bella asked, raising an eyebrow. Kanet's bioluminescent patches flickered with confusion. "I have scanned over 17,000 species in my career. I have analyzed DNA from the oldest beings in the galaxy. But your genetic code—" He paused, manipulating the holographic display to show her. "It contains fragments from 3 extinct apex predators." Bella leaned forward, squinting at the swirling double helix projection. 3 sections glowed an ominous red. "These genetic markers," Kanat continued, his voice rising with academic excitement mixed with primal fear, "belong to creatures that once dominated Earth's food chains. The Panthera leospilea, the cave lion, the Canis dirus, the dire wolf, and the Ursus arctos, the short-faced bear." He looked at her with something approaching awe. "Bella, you carry the DNA of 3 of the most efficient killers your planet has ever produced." The human woman processed this information for a moment, then shrugged. "Oh, that? Yeah, only on my mother's side." Kanat's translator chip made a small whirring sound as if uncertain it had processed correctly. "Only on your mother's side?" he repeated. "Bella, do you understand what I am telling you? These predators were incredibly successful hunters who survived ice ages and continental shifts, yeah." Bella hopped off the table and stretched. "My mom's family is from Eastern Europe. Lots of ancient DNA mixing happened there. Humans interbred with Neanderthals, Denisovans, and carried forward genes from all sorts of megafauna that our ancestors encountered." She grinned. "Natural selection kept the useful bits." The xenobiologist felt a chill run through his crystalline structure. "Useful bits," he echoed faintly. "Sure." Bella walked over to the viewport, gazing out at the stars. "The cave lion genetics probably help with my visual acuity and spatial reasoning. Dire wolf DNA. That's where humans get pack bonding instincts, loyalty, cooperation, strategic hunting. And the bear genes," she flexed her hands. "Strength, endurance, the ability to bulk up muscle mass quickly when needed." Canet consulted his database, cross-referencing humanity's evolutionary history. What he found made his bioluminescence pulse rapidly, a sign of extreme anxiety among his people. "Your species," he said slowly, "domesticated the descendants of dire wolves and made them companions. You built civilizations on lands where cave lions once hunted you. You pushed the great bears into smaller and smaller territories until they became, what do you call them? Cute teddy bears," Bella confirmed with a laugh. "You didn't just survive these apex predators," Canet continued, his voice barely a whisper. "You outcompeted them. You absorbed their genetic advantages and then drove them to extinction, and now you carry them within you as trophies." Bella turned from the viewport, her expression thoughtful. "I never thought of it that way. But yeah, I guess that's what persistence hunting gets you. Humans don't give up. We're not the fastest or the strongest, but we just keep going." She smiled, and for the first time Kanat noticed how her canine teeth were just a bit too sharp, her eyes a bit too focused. "We outlast everything." The intercom crackled to life. "All hands, we have a situation. Crover pirates have boarded Deck 7. They're heavily armed and demanding cargo." Kanat's patches flared with fear. The Crover were notorious, 8 feet tall, armored hides, strength enough to bend steel. 3 of them could take down a security team of 20. Bella, however, simply cracked her knuckles. "How many?" "Sensors indicate 4 Crovar," the captain's voice responded. 4, Bella repeated, and something shifted in her demeanor. Her pupils dilated slightly. Her breathing deepened. Canet recognized the signs from his scans. Adrenaline flooding her system, triggering ancient responses coded in that predator DNA. She walked to the medical bay's equipment locker and pulled out a plasma cutter. Not a weapon, but a tool. In her hands, the distinction seemed irrelevant. Bella, Kanat said carefully, you are one human against 4 Krovar warriors. She paused at the door and looked back at him. When she smiled, it wasn't cruel or aggressive. It was the calm, confident expression of a creature that had climbed to the top of the food chain and never looked back. Doc, my ancestors hunted mammoths with pointed sticks. They tracked prey for days until it literally dropped from exhaustion. They looked at wolves, and decided to make them pets. She adjusted her grip on the plasma cutter. 4 pirates? That's just Tuesday. As she left the medical bay, Kenneth pulled up humanity's file in the galactic database. It had been flagged with a warning he'd never fully appreciated before. Species designation persistence predator. Death world origin. Approach with caution. He watched through security feeds as Bella moved through the corridors toward Deck 7. She didn't rush. She didn't hesitate. She simply moved with the patient, inevitable purpose of a predator that knew its prey couldn't escape. Kenneth finally understood why the galaxy's warrior races grew quiet when humans entered the room. It wasn't just that humans were tough or clever or persistent. It was that somewhere in their DNA, in the very code of their being, humanity carried the ghosts of every apex predator that had ever challenged them, and humanity had won every single time. The Krovar never stood a chance.